What's good, YouTube? This is BeastNamedJoe back at it again with the second part of This is the Police. We left off on a pretty interesting foot last time, and pretty much was his ex-partner, or current partner for the time being until he retires. You know, he was telling him, I've got these contacts you should take a look at. Pretty much, you know, make some money the dirty way. And this is kind of what the game is, the story, the plot. It's kind of like, you know, are you going to be a good cop or are you going to be a bad cop? And I don't know how I want to be yet. So let's just continue playing and we'll figure out what I'm going to be. I'm feeling bad cop, but I don't know. I could make a change in heart. I don't believe I read these last time, so I'll go through and I'll read these again. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the last video. I know I didn't read all the, I looked over the video and I realized I didn't read over every single headline and every single, you know, objective that came up, and I feel like that's an important part of the video, so I will do a better job reading that slowly and, you know, clearly so that everybody can understand. Alright, let's get started with this one. So Robespierre to reveal his identity when the time is right. Robespierre, I think we heard about that, but I totally forgot. What that. Oh, I think this is a guy who does a bunch of pranks. That's what it is. He's a prankster. Long story short. Alright, feminist organization denied official registration, and enemies use feminists to destroy Freiburg. Let's go to work.
Whenever I'm alone at home and there's a knock at the door, I always hope it'll be my wife, Laura. She's always forgetting her keys.
Hello, my name is Steve, and you're Jack Boyd, is that right?
To get to my front door, the Bible boys walked about a mile from the local bus stop, jumping over mud puddles and skirting a couple of landfills. Laura doesn't go in for religion either. But according to her, these brave lunatics with their fake smiles deserve at least a minute of attention. She patiently listens to them, asks them questions, regales them with pastries, and never once dropping a hint of condescension. When I watch her do it, I've got to admit it gets me. I'd have hugged those boys, sat with them on the porch and lit up a cigar. But a month after Laura left, all I could do was quietly ask them not to bother me. Today I'm a little rougher still. Shut the door on his nose this time. Another couple weeks at this rate and I'll be greeting anyone who comes close with my service pistol pointed towards the sky, ready to fire my warning shots. In my life, even the basic stuff never goes like it's supposed to. Normally, when a wife is going to leave home, she'll make a scene or at least sit everyone down for a serious conversation. But Laura just disappeared. The children in the stories always stand on the side of the mother, but all three of our sons supported me. The in-laws always blame the husband for making their daughter unhappy. But now Sally, Laura's mother, well, we sort of have a pact. The fellow Laura ran off with is young enough to be her son. I hear he's 30 years old. Of all the possible information a man can know about his wife's lover, I get hit with that. Fortunately, Laura's mother doesn't like the way it sounds either. Sally figures this guy just thought he'd have some fun with a mature woman, but he'll be back chasing college girls before the year is out. So we have an agreement. Sally's gonna track down Laura and try to reason with her, and we'll arrange a meeting. Meanwhile, I'm supposed to not do anything stupid, which of course means anything at all. It's a crazy situation. I'm the police chief, and the person I'm trusting to find my wife is an old woman armed with a phone book. But I can't afford to lose Sally as an ally. So for the moment, I had to swallow my pride.
Hello.
Mrs. Markham, this is Boyd.
Oh, is there any news?
That's what I wanted to ask you. Have you found anything? An address, phone number? Have you spoken to her?
Don't worry, Jack. I've narrowed the range to 2 suspects, or whatever you like to say at your police building.
At my police building, we find people faster than a funny old woman chirping on the phone with my wife's girlfriends.
Oh, you're an old man, Jack. Come to your senses. They'd give us straight odds on the street. But I've got more energy, Jack. Maybe you think I'm a foolish old woman, but I go to my book club, argue with the girls about Byron, and it gives me energy. I talk to my dogs, and it gives me energy. And you have nothing, Jack. You don't even have a hobby. You got no passion. It's why Laura left you.
Let's not go back into that, Sally. Find my wife, and we can discuss my hobbies later. I'm waiting for your call, and my patience is running thin. Laura, if you've stopped loving me, I'll let you go. I can't expect the impossible from you. Just don't let me die out here, okay?
Here we are, heading to our pathetic, miserable life once again. Let's take a minute and talk about that real quick before we start doing any of this stuff on the screen. So, it seems like to me that he's a pretty shitty person. Obviously, we haven't learned that yet. He's having a hard time in life. His wife has just left him. You know, his wife might have been like a nice-ish lady, but he might be also like caking it up because he's so in love with her. It's weird that he's still cool with his mother-in-law for that very reason, and the way he talks to her is kind of like weird because they're so comfortable. It's just a little offsetting to me. Other than that, you know, everything, you know, look, it was pretty interesting. He's a pretty depressed guy. I think we could put that together, and he's just, I wonder if he finds his wife. Doubt that he will, but, you know, I'm curious. Let's get to this. All right. So here goes one of these excuses. Okay, so I don't know if it's real or not. Like, that's the thing with this game, is you have to be the one to decide if it's real or not. You know, to realize if the excuse is correct, you know, if it seems real, like, I try to think, you know, why would someone lie about this? But if it's the same person doing it over and over again, then we'll definitely have to make a change. So, Vandal, he's pretty experienced, 160 points, that's pretty good. Our house burned down last night, and my elderly father was inside. We need to somehow make sense of this, and then start planning the funeral. Can I take off work today? I'm gonna say you did just tell me your house burned down, so yes. That'd be fucked if I said no. That'd be you having a hard time. Okay, so let's get to the day. We'll hit start the day. Okay, what song am I feeling? I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of not really feeling many songs, but in order to make the game less, you know, dreary, we'll pick a song. Try, boring, tedious. You know, it's nice to have something playing in the background while you're playing the game, but I'm gonna just settings, options, audio. I feel like, see, I put it down real low, but it's so loud when I play the video back. I wonder what I can do to fix that. Oh, nope, we do not want to exit, we want to resume. Okay. So our first call of the day. Destruction of property. A member of our City Hall parking lot, a member of the city's cleaning crew saw an elderly man approaching some expensive cars in the parking lot, carrying a long iron rod. This whole street could hear him shouting, "Bastard, thieves, bloodsuckers, young whippersnappers." But we'll send our most, you know, not most. We'll send a mild-mannered woman with one of the high-ranking officers. We'll see what goes down. He's an elderly man. What can he possibly do? All right. So it's usually good to put couple. We'll put a couple, because then we'll end up with a lot more homicides, and we're just gonna need to work on that, you know. We're gonna need to. Last time I played, I got a little behind on the detective case. I actually missed one. So yeah, this is ridiculous here. And last time I didn't follow it. This time it just kind of depends on how many African American employees I have. So let's read this. A racist gang has recently made some trouble in the city. They're capturing black townspeople and beating them to death. They recently sent a message to a local radio station promising to kill all the black doctors, firemen, and police. We don't need any more dead police, especially not mere months before the election. The racists are gaining more and more followers, and even some of our citizens support them. You'll have to fire all your black employees over the next 2 days due to mounting racial tensions. I'm gonna go with no. I have a lot. Like they both have rank, and they're actually both very experienced. So yeah, no, there's just no way. There's just no reason for all that. We're gonna have to deal with the consequences, kind of like I did last time. So go wait until they hit there. Alright, so we have a carjacking in the suburbs. A gas station surveillance camera recorded a car that's on the stolen vehicles list. So we'll send Yancey and Purdy, Birch, and Asano. Just because I can't send two like lower leveled, people. Distraction of property, offender caught. Obviously, he's an old man. I don't think he would have done much harm. So the investigation has started. So basically, what you have to do here is you have to read these victim statements or witness statements. Sorry, those are the word I was looking for. The witness statements, and you have to read through them. So Eric Graham, a drunk witness, they drove by. I'm gonna do a voice for this one. Oh, they drove by in a sedan, and they shot where was I again? They shot a machine gun. I didn't see much. That was very useful. I don't really know if that was probably a shitty fucking probably not gonna do that again. That was more like stuttering than like drunk talk. That was a lot of stuttering versus drunk talk. So I was only making fun of myself, obviously. So Mr. Glenn Clayton is a neighbor. He says, I only heard a few muffled shots. And Mr. Carr, Lawrence Carr, the neighbor, he got what he deserved. He's been causing trouble for a long time, and recently there's been lots of cursing and carrying around. He sounds like he murdered him, to be honest with you. Stacy Cobb, a witness. I don't remember the car, and the neighbor said then the neighborhood was quiet. I never heard any shots. I don't know why I'm giving them like this southern accent, but I'm digging it, so we're going to keep going with it. Daryl Carpenter, a neighbor. The police these days don't do nothing. I almost died myself. I went to buy some medicine, and there was nearly hit by some idiot's car. So, that was that. We're going to have to basically, they're going to get frames eventually, and then the frames will add up, and once you have all the frames, that should make the investigation. Is going to keep saying that there's no more frames take, so you got to pretty much just sequence them in the correct sequence based on these witness statements, and you will solve the murder. So let's start that. Okay. Again, Kochi and Tsubaki. I'm surprised we have, not to sound racist, because it's not racist at all, but the fact that there's these Asian people, Tsubaki, like, it makes me think Asano, you know what I mean? Like, okay, so carjacking suburb, the driver is nowhere to be seen. Okay, so should I interview any potential eyewitnesses, search the car, wait at a safe distance for the driver to appear? So what we're going to do is we're going to wait at a safe distance until he appears. Cool. Everybody, including Birch, got some experience points. Let's go. So suspicious individual call at Desire Park. So Corey Ramsey, mother of several children. That must be an issue. That's why they had to include several children. Must be. Corey Ramsey, mother of several children, has expressed her concerns about a suspicious man wearing bifocals. He's wearing glasses. Is that really you had to say bifocals? Unless bifocals are. No, I think bifocals are. They're called. They can be glasses, or I'm thinking now. What do they go? The bird watching. They bird watch with them. The word is not coming to my mind, but bifocals. Seated on binoculars. That's the word I'm thinking of. But bifocals I always thought was glasses. But seated on a bench besides a playground. He's been watching the children for over an hour, and he has taken several. That is not okay. Let us send Kochi and Tsubaki out again, because they're very experienced, and hopefully, if stuff goes down, they're there to beat that motherfucking perp's ass, because he deserves it. Mr. Boyd, Your toughest cop. Send. She's gonna have her ass kicked, but she's useless anyway. I'm hoping it could build her experience points. That's why I thought. Offender cuts of officers unharmed. Bring it in, ladies. I knew I could count on you. You guys are the best. Very good, very good. Okay, so we have a fight at Kevin's Throat Bar. What is a throat bar? I've never heard of that. Okay, so we have fight at the Octopus Restaurant. We can send Yancey, Austin. We proceed. We have fight at the Throat Bar. Yeah, they get really rowdy, so let's just send our good officers. So we got 3 new frames. I believe it's this. Travis Horton, a known racist who already has several previous convictions. So we figured it out. Yes, I'm talking about. Okay, Chief, I just about nailed that Jep a couple times, but he was too fast for me. Okay, I'm sorry. I need to read this clearly. Chief, I just about nailed the Jep a couple times, but he was too fast for me and won on points. I really don't understand all their rules, so I can't keep track of points very well. But he was alright. Even showed me a few tricks after the match. I got carried away a little and pulled my back. Think I could take the day off? You're probably going to do it anyway, whether or not I say yes. And it looks like you got 125 experience points, so I say that was definitely well worth it. You are all good to take the day off. Good job, old lady. Happy you got some jabs in. Or japs, I think is what she wrote. Okay, so the fight at Kevin's Throat Bar, which is obviously seems like a strip club. Because they just giving throat over there. They just throw in that neck. That's what they do. They gobble gobble. On the stage are 2 strippers going at it, and it's gone beyond arguing to a full-on catfight. Can you picture that? Like you're just sitting in the strip club and you just see like a girl go, Tiffany, you better bring that ass here, stealing all my regulars, and then they just go bop bop, and then you really like, and they say catfight, so I pictured nails being involved. Like women are crazy. Women are very, very violent. Like my girlfriend is a violent person. This, like, just knowing her and then knowing the way girls think, like this could not be an okay situation. So let's react wisely. The bouncer is fast asleep because obviously he was too drunk to handle the situation, and the drunken patrons are, I'd be a drunk as fuck, happy as hell watching them fight. I'd be yelling, rip her top off, do it now, I want to see more, this is what I came to see. So it's saying what do I do? Draw my service weapon. They continue to fight, bro. Are you serious? Oblivious to the police presence. Oh, she got knocked the fuck out. You see that? She got her shit rocked. To be honest, I think I did this last time, but I think I want to do this. And we got him, so we're all good. For sure. Good job, Birch, getting those XP points. Let's go. Let us go. Seems like today was a great day. It seems like we caught all our offenders. Let's end the day off there. Seems like everybody did pretty well. I'm happy with today's outcome. Day 5, July 19th. It's a Friday. Let us read this. Retired police officer Thomas Blaine shoots pregnant woman. That is an issue. That's not okay. That is not okay. Officer Blaine explains, I thought she was a suicide bomber. Really? Really? You thought she was, really? Come on, bro. There's no way she was, like, no. It's a woman's belly when she's pregnant is too round for you to mistake that for a suicide bomber. Like, you know, it's a woman. She didn't have a beard. She didn't yell Allahu Akbar. Like, she did not, like, that's not okay. That is just bullshit. Like, what? Mayor Rogers, city has no problems with racists. Bullshit. I'm pretty sure they just told me that I gotta fire all black people. Like, I'm pretty sure they just told me that.
Why would a man need a barn? To store all the stuff you can't bring home. About 30 years ago, back when I was young and interested in farming, I carried all kinds of junk home. After a day in the field, I'd come home with buckets, shovels, dirty boots and clothes, and instantly transform the living room. But even back then, there's something I always kept in the barn. I stopped keeping my pills inside the house because every time I was about to take a triple, someone would knock on my bedroom door. Now they're knocking on my barn door. Well, fine. It's not every day that someone comes to visit your barn. In all the years we worked together, Kendrick never came to visit the house. We drank at bars, went fishing, went to the mountains, even chased off some poachers one time. But he never came for dinner with the family. We never watched football over here. And now he's brought his friends to visit my barn. I always try to look unsurprised, like it's an everyday thing to get visitors at the old barn, especially guests with their own personal bodyguards. But Kendrick is sharp enough to see he's caught me with my pants on backwards.
Sorry for the surprise, Jack. We saw you from the car. Figured we'd find you in here. I'm going in for a minute, fellas. These guys will wait outside.
How long you been dating the lover boys?
They're Sans people, Jack.
Yeah. So now you're appearing in public with members of the Mafia?
Jack, I'm leaving tonight. More like fleeing. Jenny and I are taking the girls and making a run for it. Probably won't be seeing each other again. I've got new documents, a new name, a new life, everything new.
The papers say you're still working your last week for the department.
I've got to get out today. I won't be getting another chance. Don't know if you noticed, but the whole city is against me.
You told your Mafia friends about your plans.
Jackie, if I don't fix everything with them in the next few hours, they're going to kill me. And not just me. My family, my relatives, God, Jack, I don't know who else. They found out that I was planning to run and they demanded that we close our contract today.
Your contract, Frank? Really? Is that how you talk now? Maybe you should call in the lawyers to straighten all this out.
Now is not the time, Jack, please. I have a commitment to them until the end of the year. They need an inside line at police headquarters. I can't just give them back the money. That's not how the Mafia works. If I can't find someone I can trust tonight, I'm dead. You know me, Jack. I wouldn't ask you if I wasn't afraid they'd cut my daughters to pieces before sunrise.
He's the damn fool who puts his daughters in the crosshairs in the first place. Anyone in my place would have dressed him down good. But I didn't want to pile it on. Fate's already got this guy's soul in the grinder.
Alright, guys. So before I make a decision here, I think I gotta talk about what just happened. So, can we just start off with... I'm sorry. Can we just start off with how his voice is very, conniving, very, very, well, come on, Jack, just do it. Just kind of like condescending, kind of seems like he's trying to take advantage of him. Although I did play this part before, last time I refused to help him, they did all end up dying. So I think I'm going to agree to help Kendrick only because of his children, and he did say that for whatever reason, he does like Kendrick. So I'm going to be good to that word, and we're going to agree.
Give him my phone number and tell him it's done. Don't call me. Don't come to work today. I don't want to see or hear from you again. Time for you to go.
Jack,
Get the fuck out of my nice cozy barn, Frank. At the time, I was trying not to think about what just happened. It was almost too much to take in. I'm probably the most popular police chief in the history of the city, and I have to admit, I've thought about that more than once, sometimes with a little pride even. In one of the features they wrote about me in the papers, they said it pretty plain. He catches the criminals. Believe me, high praise like that is unheard of in Freeburg, especially for a cop. And here I am, the person who catches criminals, and I've agreed to help the Mafia, or I'll come home to a bag stuffed with my kids' body parts. Right before the last hammer falls. Hey, remember that cop who caught criminals? It turns out he was a Mafia bitch. And all for the sake of a greedy, corrupt cop who should have fled the country years ago. That sound right to you?
Okay. You know, it doesn't seem like the real Jack Boyd would have done it for him, but I think I'm gonna say fuck it. Might as well, you know. He did what he did. He saved his friend's life. You're a good guy. You're a good guy, Jack Boyd. So Monster is gonna come up with some excuse. I don't want to come in. All right. My cats ate some cream past its sell-by date, and they had diarrhea all night. They are better now, but I'd like to spend the day with them. Can I have the hell no? You think I care? Roy. The last few months I've been taking antidepressants 3 times a day, but today I ran out of my prescription. The pharmacy said that they're getting more in tomorrow, but I'm afraid without the pills I'm not going to be much good. My mind keeps digging up all kinds of disturbing thoughts. Can I go home? Yes, but come in tomorrow. It looks like the janitor hasn't been around to clean the toilets yet. I don't know about you, but I care about the cleanliness of my inmates. Can I go home? No. What kind of excuse is this? I'm too tired. I can hardly walk straight. Can I go home? Fuck off, man. These 2 assholes are fucking me over. Alright, shift A. Let's start our day. I think I'll play. I feel like I want to play one of everything for all of you. So we played this one already, and I believe I played this one. So let's just go in order from now on. I don't like most of them, to be honest with you, but we'll play them all. It's all good. Like I said, it makes the game go by a little bit faster. So okay. So we've got a homicide already. Oh, he's not here, so we're not even going to deal with it today. We don't have to. Because he's the lead one. They want you to take the lead and a couple of officers, but I don't have it. City Hall. Oh, I get to ask. See, that's what it is. Eventually, if you keep... Whoops, sorry. If you go to affairs, there's 6 boxes here. So far, we have City Hall, Police Station. I think then we have, like, the Mafia's help or something, but I probably won't use that too much. But now we're going to ask... What should I ask for? I don't really need a job expansion, or I'm sorry, request, job slot. But I'm gonna do it just in case, because I feel like some cops are gonna start dying in a little bit. So we'll close that out. We'll get a response eventually. How about that? So we have a crime in progress. There are disorderly conduct, Eddie's Burgers. Every morning there's a dirty piss-soaked bum sleeping at the cafe. The man refuses to go away and growls at anyone who approaches, scaring all the customers. Imagine like having to go through that. Like imagine having to just like, get barked at by a homeless and like arr, 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 like get away. Like what? Speak English. Like if you're gonna scare me away, just why would you growl? Alright, so we have a robbery. Touch a Dionysus liquor store. I feel like I just completely said that wrong, but whatever. A witness looked on from her window while an armed man with a stocking on his head entered the nearby liquor store. So, it sounds like it's gonna be an issue, but I hope it's not gonna be that big of a deal. They made me take a lot of areas. There's a fight in a residential area. A hot dog vendor reports that he saw 2 Elvis impersonators grappling right there on the sidewalk. They're swearing in Spanish and beating each other with microphone stands. Whoa. So we're going to send our 2 most experienced people out there and hope that it all gets taken care of. So fire all black cops again. It's saying tomorrow's a deadline to fire all black cops. I'm not going to do that. I have 2 really good black cops, so I'm not going to, I can't fire them. So I just got paid my salary. Here's your week's salary. City Hall hopes we don't disappoint. They do. They always do. That gets added to the number here, and I believe that just allows us to like spend it on specific things. antique Chinese necklace was stolen from Bao Liang while she was on the way to the pawn shop. I'm gonna put Beasley as the lead, and we're just gonna throw Hall on there with him. And I can't do anything with that. I'm gonna hit this. Ernest Fitzgerald, Countryside Jack. This year, the organizers of the Golden Beast Hunt suddenly changed the rules of the annual shooting contest. It now features teams instead of single competitors. Can you send me 2 of your finest marksmen? I'd really love to do well in the competition. Don't really have anyone to send you, my friend, so we're going to say no. Municipal assignment. It's a hot one today, and a lot of people are going for a swim. Last week, 4 people drowned the bridges of Freiburg, and the press was in an uproar. Please send someone. See, I can't. I just don't have anybody to send you. Robbery. The shop has 2 exits from which a few people have already fled. Drive a patrol car through the window. We don't want to get up on the newspaper because we decided to drive one into this nice window over here, into the store. That'd just be fucking suicide. Sneak up to the back door, which is probably what we're going to end up doing. The stick-up man noticed the police presence and took the cashier hostage. He's holding the gun to the hostage's head, shouting, "Back off or I'll blow his goddamn face off." Meanwhile, the cashier is yelling in an unknown language. I would say you in the mask, shut your face and drop the weapon, but I think he's going to die, so we're just going to silently take aim at the robber. The robber grows visibly nervous. "Don't shoot, please. I just need the money. I'll take a little bit and go. No one was hurt." The cashier begins to cry. "Alright, I'll let you leave here upright, but only if you release the hostage. There's 2 ways out of this shop. In cuffs or in a body bag, and that's what I'm gonna say." And we caught this motherfucker, so let's go. Close. Okay, the report. The offender escaped Birch because he's a fucker and he sucks. There was a fight. The fight. Stovall and Robbins took care of it. We have a crime in progress. I don't really have anybody here. I hope so. I hope. Oh, darn. I can't even do it. I feel like such a shitey person. Look, like right as I pick up. Like, why'd that have to happen? Send him and his son, since they're both pretty shitty. The investigation is started. Alright, Miss Liang, she said, this is the victim. She said, "Me and my husband got into a difficult financial situation. I was going to pawn an antique necklace, which has been in my family for many centuries. As I was carrying the necklace to the pawn shop, someone ripped the bag off my shoulder and disappeared. I didn't have time to do anything, not even cry out." Okay, Miss Liang, I got you. Mr. Fishman says, "The offender was on a motorcycle. He drove down the road, grabbed the bag, and escaped. I tried to race after him, but I didn't even have the time to see if it was a man or a woman." Miss Oliveira said, "I couldn't see his face, but he was dressed in a jacket like those other bikers who hang around on the street corners." Miss Phillips says, "It was definitely not a local biker. They're bald and have beards, but this guy looked Asian, probably Japanese or Chinese." Which would make sense. Like, sounds racist, but it's not. I'm not trying to be racist. I'm just, just by the story. Thomas Patterson, the witness. "I didn't see a weapon in his hands, dude. I just saw him grab her bag and ride off. It was totally unpredictable." All right. So now we're gonna hit reported destruction of property. Offender escaped. Close. Can't arrest him yet. No calls. Robbery report. You got 2 new frames. 3 new frames. It looks like this is all it was. Like, that quick. Got his ass. Let's go arrest him. You know what? Let's give Stovall. Atticus Tower. A guard went out for a smoke and saw a teenager writing obscenities on the wall of the building. "I chased the brat up a tree. You can take it from here." I think last time he got away. I'm hoping he won't get away this time. Ernest really knows a lot about. Oh, we did it, Boyd. We won. We did it, Boyd. We won. That Ernest really knows a lot about shooting. Even taught us a thing or two. He invited us out hunting to celebrate the victory. So we'll be taking a day off. We deserve it. No, you don't. But you got some experience points, and you both suck. So that's okay. Looks like it's getting nighttime. That's pretty much just it saying it's dark. It's not even telling. That doesn't tell you that your day's over. It's just like, hey, look, like it's getting dark outside. It's not dark. This is where all shit happens. We caught the offender who committed the crime. We were able to arrest all suspects. They gained experience points. That's all cool. Offender got caught. So all in all, today was not a terrible day. We did miss out on one bad thing, which probably wasn't the greatest thing. So he says piles of work. Looks like tomorrow's going to be a long day. More like the first of a lot of long days. There's just too much going on. Understood. Alright. I think we're just going to go through one more day. We'll see what happens. Okay. Thomas Blaine, pregnant woman, killer, sent to mental hospital. Oh, shit, I said that all wrong. I'm sorry. Thomas Blaine, pregnant woman killer, sent to the mental hospital. According to Dr. Eleonora Waterbury, Thomas Blaine has a new form of schizophrenia. Mayor Rogers not afraid of the competition, whatever that means. Let's go to work in our shitty vehicle.
Mr. Boyd, there was a man here earlier. He left you this.
A man? What man? Who let him on this floor?
I don't know. I've never seen him before. I asked him his name, but he just ignored me. He was talking on a big telephone, you know, one of those portables. He gave me this envelope and left.
Damn. Okay, let's see about this. Of course, they could have shot them the second they took the photo. But I knew Kendrick and his family were all right. Either way, the message was not that they got out. It meant that I was in. My servitude to the Mafia had begun. I'd only been in my new position 5 seconds, and I already knew why Kendrick called it a contract. You sound doomed if you call it what it is. A curse. Boyd.
Good morning, Jack. I believe you just received my message.
Who am I speaking with?
Oh, I'm sorry. I forget some people don't recognize my voice. But I assure you, Jack, if I was sitting right there in front of you, you'd have no trouble recognizing me. Like I was a member of your family. Even better than a wife, perhaps. A wife can betray you. No man is immune.
I don't talk to people who don't tell me their names.
Oh, Jack, don't be so childish. You're too old to run away from strangers. Yes, we both are. And in our old age, friendship becomes rare and all the more precious. But of course, we must work with new people and find out new names. So if you insist, Jack, let us formally meet. Hello, Jack Boyd. I'm Christopher Sand.
Wonderful, Mr. Sand. And what is it you do for a living?
Oh, you'll soon find out all about that. Well, you'll learn much more than a simple policeman could ever expect. You're a simple policeman no longer, Jack. Don't turn off your phone. You start today.
Eight in 10. It's been my go-to principle since my first day on the job. I've got to let my colleagues hush up what they need to, 2 out of 10 times, so that they'll help me with the remaining 8. 80 out of 100, 800 out of 1,000. I'm proud of those statistics. It's not so bad for Freeburg, right? But now I just officially became a Mafia whore. I'm supposed to be fearing for my life, for the lives of my wife and children. But the only thing I can think, what's gonna happen to 8 and 10?
So, before we start doing any of this again, let's talk about the cutscene. Obviously, he finally met who Christopher Sand was. We all met who he was. Obviously, a snake, some dude who's just trying to work the fucking, like, he's in charge of you. He knows what to do. You know, you fuck up, he's coming for you. He did threaten you. He told you, you keep your shit on, I'm coming for you. He's not even afraid, though. That's the thing. With Jack Boyd, he's more worried about all the profits he was planning to get when he became almost retired. He was trying to make as much money as possible, so he's trying to figure out his 8 out of 10 scheme, which he, like he said, you can always sell. For instance, like, there's times where we'll go and we'll find cocaine or whatever, and it'll ask me, you know, do you want the mafia to sell it for you, and then is it share the profits or keep it? You know, he's saying share them 2 out of the 10 times, the 8 times the money's yours. But now, because you're going to be doing mafia work, now it's going to be like you sell about like 5 out of 10. I don't even know what it's going to become, but we got to figure it out. Guess what everything is. Progression is key, you know. So this is Price's excuse today. Some pipes in my house busted and I need to wait around for the plumber. Can I take the day off? Price? Fuck it. We can say, yes, you don't even have to come in tomorrow. Fall. He's still halfway, which I don't understand what that is. I think falling asleep at the wheel, like that shit happens. We're not trying to have that shit happen. So last time we played that, we played this. We're trying to play this. Okay. Kwan Yin Lin turned out to be a member of a gang known as the Red Masks. He could help you take down the gang if you make him an informant. I don't know who the fuck he is, but we'll say yes. Chinye. Okay. And he's still tied up because I'll go like that. I think we're starting off well. So, eliminate the Red Mask Gang from City Hall. Bao Liang gave several interviews in which she spoke about atrocities committed by the Red Mask Gang. She embellished a lot and distorted the facts. If you want to keep people from panicking, you'll need to take down the gang within the next 4 days. So that's what I'm going to try to do. Fire all black cops. Jack, you swore an oath to serve the city, and if you can't keep your promises, we won't keep ours. So, cause I got that, I also got the job slot officer increase accepted. We'll go with Michael. Give him a shift A. Yeah, shift A. He'll probably need him more than B, guaranteed. So the more we're supposed to really, like, we're supposed to take care of everybody. City Hall, the mayor, the gangs. It's ridiculous. We're supposed to keep everybody happy. It's fucking irritating, but it is what it is. But let's read this. Attempted murder, Sugar Dream Confectionery. A young employee at the factory got into a fight with the manager and is trying to push him into a vat of boiling chocolate. We'll take Roy. He won't be much help, but we'll throw Kochi in there. Hopefully, Kochi could take care of the situation herself. So, investigation has started. Receiving stolen property. Okay, so clues. Ninghe is the faithful assistant Jin Yang, a founding member of the gang. He's entrusted with the most serious jobs. Ninghe keeps his more valuable prizes at home while he arranges their sale. He then brings them to the Wise Dragon restaurant on the day before he's planning to make the deal. The gang must have had an immediate buyer for the necklace, so Ninghe brought it to the restaurant the same night it was stolen. Usually the restaurant is open around the clock, but it was closed that night before because an important deal was going down. Ninghe has a key to the restaurant. Valuables are kept in a safe under the bar. So, okay, so we got a homicide report. Offender was caught. We're bringing him in. You're able to arrest all suspects. Everybody got who they needed. Roy's on his way to the place with Coachy. It's been a pretty slow day. It's pretty nice. I'm enjoying it. It's a very good time. So the attempted murder report, offender caught. We've been doing really well. I'm really, really proud of the team. Alright, so carjacking at the suburb. Carjacking suburb. Parking lot attendant Dylan Burns reports seeing a teenager walking between cars, trying handles in hopes of finding an unlocked vehicle. Before the attendant could approach him, the teenager found an unlocked door and shut himself inside. A few seconds later, the teen drove shrieking from the parking lot. Greatly exceeding the speed limit, he fled towards the suburbs. So let's put Yancey and Purdy. We'll just put all three of them just because they're all really high levels. So they're very experienced. Last time I think I went for this kid, he escaped. Kids are fast, man. Like, it's especially in a car. They drive the most reckless. They don't have anything to lose, it seems like, half the time. Not that I'm much older than a kid because I am 20 years old, but okay, so the carjacking in the suburbs. Officers have determined the car thief's location. So are we going to catch up with the stolen vehicle and open fire, or are we going to overtake the offender and block the road, overtake the criminal, attempt to take him into the custody? So I think we're going to go with overtake criminal, attempt to take him in. Offender was caught, officers unharmed, all good. So we have a hostage situation in the suburbs. Hostage situation in the suburb. A weeping child called in saying that someone was holding him against his will. They won't let me go outside. They torture me and bully me. I don't think I can keep going. I want to go outside and see Pete. I know this isn't a real call. You can just tell. So we're just going to set Roy's little bitch ass over there just so they can tell me it's a false call. And go on from there. Seems like it's a pretty calm day so far today, though. That's pretty nice. It's always a good time when we have a pretty calm day. Not so busy. Not so many offenders. We've got theft at the Rubinovich Casino. We received a call from an angry casino patron. He claims that one of the casino girls that was hanging around his table lifted his wallet, which was carrying a couple of $1,000s of cash and several credit cards. Casino security shoved him outside, saying he was drunk, but the man isn't giving up so easily. We'll send Coachy and Yancey out there. Yancey? I think that's how you say it. Jack, we're dealing with a moron who refuses to repay his debt. Says that the police will protect him. I think it's time we show him whose side the police are really on. Gotta help him. I think the payphones aren't as important as, like, if he comes up over here and it's like his emblem, whatever emblem they have. I can't remember off the top of my mind, but I think those are more important than payphone calls. But it's been a slow night. I figure I can lend him a hand if he needs it. So the hostage situation, Joseph Lurie's mother wouldn't let him go play until he ate his broccoli. I assumed it was a false call. Like I said, you can tell by what words were used that he was not actually in trouble. Okay, we caught the offender as well at the casino. We are doing really good so far, so good. We've only really missed out on one thing. Okay, we've got assault with a deadly weapon. At a parking lot exit, a security guard stopped a suspicious-looking van and asked to check the driver's membership card. The female driver reached casually into the glove compartment and then pulled out a gun and opened fire. So, most of my good people are already gone and taken, which is pretty depressing. But, let's go try to solve the issue. Just now pulling up. See, like, I could have waited a little bit, which I should have done, but it's okay. Hopefully these guys will take care of business. Okay, assault with a deadly weapon. A police cruiser is caught up with the perpetrator's van. What are we gonna do? We're literally gonna shoot out the criminal's tires. The van takes a sharp turn and crashes through the window of a sex shop. A woman exits the vehicle, grabs a shop attendant, and puts a gun to his head. Let go of that, man. She's already killed once. I think we're gonna throw a rubber sack. Okay, so we caught the offender, and 2 officers died. Fall was one of them. He was a good officer, but Purdy is alive. I figured something like that would have happened, but I couldn't. I was gonna say no to throwing a rubber sack thing. What? Who would say no? That's too funny. That's too funny. No way. So pretty much what I do when I hire people, obviously, is just grab the best professionalism. I don't know what the political views have to do with it so far, but I'm sure it'll affect the game eventually. So far it means nothing. But look at what I was saying over here. Like, this is on day 6. It's running about 24 hours. We just started all over again. Okay, so Detective Mo has gotten 3 new pictures, which pretty much shows everything we need to know. He walked over, and we solved the case. That's pretty cool that we've been pretty good with catching all our perpetrators pretty quickly. It's pretty easy because I've got a pretty good detective, to be honest, and their points are increasing every time I solve a investigation. Because sometimes if you put a shitty person on the investigation as a lead, they don't take good pictures, so you can't really get the right investigation answer that you were looking for. A response. But it looks like day's almost over. I hope so. I think so. It should be by now. They've been on the beat for a while. So offender was caught. We got that all solved. We were able to arrest all the suspects. We got all points for that. She's at 350. She's doing amazing. Okay. Oh, we're trying to take down. I can't start to investigate her. Should I arrest him? That's why I'm confused. I don't... Ooh, I didn't take him out. See, that's what I'm saying. I messed up again. See, that's 2 times. It's okay. Hopefully we'll get back. We'll, you know, get back on our feet after that. I don't know what I did incorrectly, but it's the end of the day. Alright guys, I think I'm going to end the video here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed everything. Remember, please, please, please like, comment, share. If you liked it, please, please leave a comment. Please, it's very easy. It takes 2 seconds to subscribe and share if you really enjoyed the content. I'm going to be trying to make a video every other week. If you could just stick with it, please. You know, like I said, if you enjoyed it, if you think I'm funny, if you think I'm shitty, but you just, you know, want to let me know I'm shitty, post a comment down, hit a dislike button, whatever. I would rather it be a like, well, whatever you feel. As long as I know that you guys are out there and you're actually watching the video, I'd appreciate it. Thank you very much. BeastNamedJoe out.